Hello everybody, this is Baron and Bear's giving me another video for the mobile game Viking Rise. I made several videos today. I have taken hiatus lately. I haven't made that many videos. It is my birthday today, so I wanted to, just roll out and start new with a lot more content in my channel. If you do like my content, please make sure you like and subscribe. Hit that bell notification for future content. I would appreciate if you'd at least give it a like. Since it is my birthday, I would appreciate if you would like the video. I will try to keep this short in the very beginning. I'll give you some really good tips on some pitfalls and what not to avoid when you are in setting up your tribe and using the piers and explaining how the pier system works in this game. And then afterwards, I will, if I have a little bit of time left, I'll go over some things I think the game probably should change in the game to help encourage more free and low spenders to keep playing the game as long as they play the game. So anyway, we're going to get right into it. We're going to go to the map, and I'm going to open it up, and then I'm going to show you some examples of some Pier tribe territory. Okay, I'll use as an example here. You got TGDI. They have their main fortress right here. I'll click it so you know. This is their main fort, okay? Now, it used to have this whole area here. They controlled this pier system, and they had linked to these beast layers, okay? Now, an issue is if somebody would attack your piers here, this whole area over here, if you had these controlled, would be totally disabled. You wouldn't have any of these beast layers accounted in your tribe territory. So if an enemy alliance would want to take advantage of that, they could hit these piers right on a Sunday night before the reset, to where you would get counted for these, get rewards for these layers, and you would lose all of that instantly. So the best advice I have if you're going to design your tribe territory is, if you want to be in zone 2, which is this right here, you want at least one fort in zone 2, and then if you can connect and run into the zone that's right, connecting to your zone 2, you're going to want another fort over in your zone 1, so that people can't use piers against your tribe. Okay, so that's very helpful. And this way, it will enable you to be able to build back over here. Okay, but here's another issue too, is you want to be able to have multiple piers. Would be best to have connected. If you had this over here, if they took your over here, you could go back over. The issue I'm having too in this game, the way it's designed, is you can only attack a pier from either the water, or you have to have a flag right next to that pier. Well, if you're a small tribe and you only had access to one pier, and an enemy big tribe or something would come in there and take your pier, and you're on this side, well, and you didn't have any fort over here, okay? If this was all deactivated, you would only have to be able to be forced to build from the side that you have territory activated next to the pier. Okay, this would force you to have to teleport back over into your main area in zone 2 to be able to build towers back over to take over that pier again. So that's an issue, I think, in my opinion. Another issue I see is, if you look right here, this is funds. I'm not saying anything bad about certain tribes, but I don't think they really understand the concept of these games. But you have funds, okay? You look at how many piers they have, okay? They got these two right here. They're in the orange. They got these two. I'm going to count them here. I got 1, 2. Okay, they don't have those. Not yet. And then they got, how many more? They got 3. What else do they have? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They got about 10 right there. And then right here in the center here, they got 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, so basically controlling the whole map. And the issue I have with this is, how are the other smaller tribes are going to navigate? If they don't get access. And another issue I noticed with these big tribes, they're not granting any access to any of the other lower small tribes. So if you're stuck in zone 1, which is pretty relatively safe, if you have, we used to be in a big family. We used to own a whole region, which is another great tip. If you can be in a family with a bigger tribe that controls a whole one of these Zone 1 regions that controls all the piers, you basically will be protected. But what happens if you don't have any access to any of these piers and you don't control them, they don't give you access? Well, you can't go outside of your zone to another zone to attack any altar mobs or anything. You won't be able to go to any of these, so you basically get stuck not growing in the game. So at this point, I said what I think that would be helpful. Make sure you have 2 tribe forts, one in the zone 2 and one in the zone 1, and if they're connected, make sure if you have territory connected in both the zones, you have a tribe fort in each one of those areas. Great tip. I hope that really helps you. It will help you if you do that. Another good tip, if you look over here, I find it's interesting, is when you use piers, if you control them, you can actually build off of them, and you can control beast layers. So this is what this big tribe has done. They controlled 15 different piers, and here's some more over here. Another tribe has done this. Well, it's still a fort there. But let's see what else I can find. Here's another one. They built over. They're able to control all these territories and not have any other tribe forts. Same with here. They're able to control all these without having a tribe fort because they can control the tiers. Okay, and it's real easy for them to take over all these tiers. I don't think that's right. That needs to be changed in this game. One tribe shouldn't be able to control 15 piers on the map. It's going to really restrict and prevent servers from growing, whether it's intentionally being done or unintentionally, because they just don't understand that they need to be letting their tribes and their servers grow if they want them to be strong servers. Should be a no-brainer. But evidently, it's not a no-brainer for some people in these games. So the game has to, implement rules. There needs to be a limit how many piers you can control on any server. Make the limit. You can only have 6. This way, they got 20 or something, piers on a map. At the worst case scenario, you're going to have at least 3 main tribes. 4 main tribes will be able to have an even amount of piers. So hopefully maybe the smaller tribes can ally with at least one of those tribes and get access to move among the map. If you can't move among the map, you're going to have issues trying to grow, And another issue I have with this map is it's not designed right. And I will give a solution how they could fix this. And the zone, this is the zone 3, which most of the high level resources. Zone 2 has, like level 4, level 5, level 6, types of resource nodes. And then in zone 1, you have maybe level 3 or 4 if you're lucky. Very low resources. But this is where all the altars for lower players, smaller players, this is where all the altar 2s and level 1s and 2s, this is where they are. So if they are conflicted where they have 2 forts, one in zone 2, one in zone 1, then they're going to split their tribe. You're going to have the ones that want the resources only, and might have farm accounts. They're going to be moved over to zone 2. People who are trying to level up their heroes, they're going to be stuck over in zone 1. Well, you're trying to do rallies, light off, rallies and all that kind of stuff, or help people with their smith monsters. They're going to be, you're going to have people, somebody's going to join your rally that's got 10, 15, 20-minute march to you because the way this map's designed. What they could implement is they have these altars. Most of them, the lower ones that lower players can actually do are in zone 1. What they could do is implement some other type of mobs in zone 2 that low players could do if they're stuck in zone 2, which a lot of players are. What they could do is they can make a herd of like wargs, like a wolf pack of certain like herding type of migrating mobs that you could be walking across in a circle. This is a big circle So they could have mobs of, random mobs like spawn, like how they do with the ultra mobs, every 2 times a day. And they could be roaming around in zone 2, and they could be weak enough, they could be as weak as the level 1 and level 2 ultra mobs, to where low players could at least attack those with their other tribe members and get experience. So they need to be doing something to stop separating the tribes to where they can't either they can only get resources, or they can only get level up their heroes. It needs to be both, and the game is, in my opinion, it's broken as it is. It needs to be changed. Pier system, it's too easy for one big tribe to basically take over a whole map by taking over the majority of the piers. Needs to be a cap on how many piers you can take over at one time. Make it 3, make it 6, whatever you think is a reasonable number. There needs to be a cap. One tribe should not be able to control the whole map and restrict all access from all the other tribes. It's killing these servers. My server, I got a news flash: when the transfers come up, we're looking at, they're probably going to do restrictions on transfers, because if they don't do that, half these servers are going to probably move from the server they're on. There's going to be dead servers from opening transfers. So, but I got a newsflash: a lot of these players I talked to and on the server I'm on, they're waiting for the transfer. They can move out of this server, they're going to move out. So it's going to kill the game the way they have this. I don't understand why they're not getting the feedback. If they're not listening to the experienced players that are free, low spenders. They only seem to maybe they're just listening to the spenders who don't have an issue because they're the ones controlling the whole map. Maybe that's the problem. But they need to start sending some surveys out, asking people what they think about the Pier system, what can be changed. They need to be showing more concern on trying to prevent just the big spenders from controlling every single thing in the game, and enable other players, other than the huge people that spend $17,000-$20,000, let other people have fun in the game. I think it should be a no-brainer. Hopefully this video helped you. If you're still watching, I do appreciate your support. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit that bell notification for future content. If you like my content, I appreciate it. And you guys have a great day. I'll talk to you guys later.